It was a most unusual turn of events. At the moment, President Biden signaled he was about to go off script with this question at a Boise, Idaho briefing on western wildfires.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
One of the things that I've been working on with some others is...
In mid-sentence, the White House cut the video feed. The screen went to blue with a graphic that said, "Thank you for joining." It did not escape the attention of the ranking member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
Somebody in the White House has authority to press the button and stop the president, cut off the president's speaking ability and sound. Who is that person?
I think anyone who knows the president, including members of this committee, knows that he speaks very clearly and very deliberately for himself. No one else does.
Well, are you saying that there is no one in the White House that can cut him off? Because yesterday that happened, and it's happened a number of times before that. It's been widely reported that somebody has the ability to push the button and cut off his sound and stop him from speaking. Who is that person?
There is no such person. Again, the president speaks for himself, makes all of the strategic decisions, informed by the best advice that he can get from the people around him.
So are you unaware that this is actually happening? Because it happened yesterday at the Interagency Fire Center. It was widely reported, the media's reported on it, and it's not the first time it's happened several times. Are you telling this committee that this does not happen, that there's no one in the White House who pushes the button and cuts him off in mid-sentence?
That's correct.
The same thing happened last month as the president was about to take reporter questions regarding the Afghanistan withdrawal, and earlier in March when reporters posed questions during his virtual meeting with Democratic lawmakers. The New York Post, which first reported this pattern, observes that Politico recently reported that many White House staffers refuse to watch their boss when he diverts from the script on the single large teleprompter stationed behind a seated audience. Quote, "They're filled with anxiety when he's going to take questions from the press and veer off the West Wing's carefully orchestrated messaging," Politico said. The president has a history of gaffes, of plagiarism, of shouting when he gets angry.
Yeah, I'm reminded of the judge who called a lawyer to the bench and said, "Your argument is bad, and it doesn't get any better by being louder."
At the Idaho fire briefing, he told yet another meandering, unverifiable tale.
My wife, deceased wife, and I wanted to move to Idaho because we think, not a joke, it's such a beautiful, beautiful state. And I interviewed for a job with Boise Cascade.
A spokesperson for Boise Cascade told the Post, "We have no record of President Biden's application or of him having worked for the company." In the big picture, the gaffes and the embellished folksy storytelling are what gave rise to the term Lunch Bucket Joe. They help connect him with the common man. They do no real harm. But the mental cognition, or lack of it, behind the mistakes, when applied to larger issues of state and policy, are troubling. It was this reporter who first posed a question to then-candidate Biden in the summer of 2020 about potential cognitive decline.
I forget my train of thought from time to time. You got 12 years on me, sir. Have you been tested for some degree of cognitive decline?
I've been tested, and I'm constantly tested. Look, all I got to do is watch me, and I can hardly wait to compare my cognitive capability to the cognitive capability of the man I'm running against.
On Monday of this week, during President Biden's California campaign stop for Governor Gavin Newsom, Real Clear Politics reporter Susan Crabtree tweeted, "I've counted at least 5 not a joke comments in between coughs from POTUS during the speech. Oh, wait, 2 more I'm not joking in the last couple of lines of the speech. I actually feel sorry for Biden. His voice was giving out during the speech." In a Substack piece, reporter Jim Treacher cites some unusual Biden public behaviors and an increasing public backlash against him, from pulling down his mask at the 9/11 ceremony to shout at someone, to the New York Times investigation that revealed the last act of the Afghanistan war was a drone strike, not on a terrorist, but on an aid worker and his 7 children. Treacher cites the boos directed at Biden during the 9/11 ceremony. He also mentions a nascent trend at college football games to razz the current president.
Joe Biden! Joe Biden! Joe
In an earlier time, it was easier to orchestrate presidential messaging, even when the president in question was faltering. After Woodrow Wilson's massive stroke, his wife Edith ran the show to a largely oblivious electorate. And in his last year, as World War II raged, FDR was clearly an unwell man, but an obliging press beholden to wartime propaganda kept the public in the dark. In an era of ever-present TV cameras, cell phone cameras, and social media, it is impossible for the White House to pull off the protection of a faltering president. Cutting a video feed of presidential remarks to a blue screen doesn't cut it anymore. Doug McKelway for the Washington Examiner.